Hello students, today in this video we will be discussing the general knowledge and current affairs for the months of May-June 2018, which will be useful for your AIIMS examination 2019. So let's go through the contents first. We will be discussing here the national news, international news, appointments and resignations, sports, ranks and reports, awards and the military exercises. So let's start with the national news first. Under the national news, let's start with the Swachh Bharat mission. Okay, so Swachh Bharat mission launches the Govardhan scheme. Union Minister for Drinking Water and Sanitation, Uma Bharti, launched the Govardhan scheme at the National Dairy Research Institute Auditorium, Karnal, Haryana. So this scheme, which is called Govardhan scheme, has been launched at Karnal, Haryana, where Gobar stands for galvanizing organic bioagro resources. So students, in this scheme, the main purpose of the government is to provide livelihood opportunities for the rural India. It will also help in generating wealth and energy from organic waste. So this will also impact the cleanliness in the rural areas. This was the very first news on the national head. Let's move to the next news. Pravasi Bharatiya Divas to be held in Varanasi. The 15th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas will be held in the holy city of Varanasi in January 2019, with the Indian diaspora having an option to participate in Kumbh Snan and attend the Republic Day Parade in New Delhi. So students, what is this Pravasi Bharatiya Divas first of all? Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is an event which is celebrated by the Government of India to acknowledge the contribution which the overseas Indian community has made to the development of India. So next year, the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas will be held at Varanasi. Right? Let's move on to the next news now. Ravi Shankar Prasad launches website of Digital India Internship scheme. Union Minister of Electronics and Information Technology, Ravi Shankar Prasad, launched the website of Digital India Internship scheme in New Delhi. Under the scheme, 25 interns will be inducted for a period of 3 months. So students, under this scheme, the students will get to know more about the Digital India initiative of the Government of India. They will also get an exposure to the technology, policy and decision making of the Government of India. I hope that's clear. So this is for the maximum period of 3 months and for a minimum period of 2 months. It will be held twice a year. So let's now move on to the next news. Sangeeta Bahl becomes oldest Indian woman to scale Mount Everest. So Sangeeta Bahl, a 53-year-old former model, has become the oldest Indian woman to conquer Mount Everest. So Sangeeta Bahl, which is also a former model, she has been now able to scale the highest peak of the world, that is Mount Everest. So you need to remember who becomes the oldest woman to scale Mount Everest. The answer would be Sangeeta Bahl. Let's move to the next news. India launches its second IT corridor in China. India launches its second IT corridor in China to cash in on the burgeoning Chinese software market. The National Association of Software and Services Companies, that is NASSCOM, has established one more Sino-Indian Digital Collaborative Opportunities Plaza, that is SITCOP platform in China. This IT corridor has been established at a city named Giang. The earlier IT corridor, that was the first IT corridor, that was established at the port city of Dalian. So this was about the IT corridor. And what is the purpose of setting up this IT corridor? It is for the purpose of giving more exposure to the Indian IT firms to the Chinese market. So let's move to the next news now. International Labour Day is also known as the International Workers' Day, Labour Day and May Day. It is celebrated across the world on 1st May to promote and encourage the international labour associations. The theme of International Labour Day 2018 is Uniting Workers for Social and Economic Advancement. So International Labour Day, as you all know, is celebrated on the 1st of May for acknowledging the contribution of labour associations across the world. And what is the theme for International Labour Day 2018? It is Uniting Workers for Social and Economic Advancement. Now the next news. International Buddhist Conference concluded in Lumbini, Nepal. The International Buddhist Conference 2018 concluded in Lumbini, Nepal, the birthplace of Gautam Buddha. The concluding speech was given by the Prime Minister of Nepal, KP Oli or Khadga Prasad Oli. So students, International Buddhist Conference, which is held every year to commemorate the Buddha Jayanti, this year it was held in Lumbini, Nepal. And you should also know that Lumbini, Nepal is the birthplace of Gautam Buddha. I hope that is clear. Let's proceed now. World Press Freedom Day, 3rd May. Every year 3rd May is a date which is celebrated as the World Press Freedom Day to evaluate press freedom around the world. This year's global theme for World Press Freedom Day is Keeping Power in Check, Media, Justice and the Rule of Law. So students, the United Nations declared 3rd May as the World Press Freedom Day in the year 1993. And what was the purpose behind declaring this? The purpose was to raise awareness about the importance of freedom of press and also to ensure that governments across the world respect this freedom. I hope that is clear. Now let's move to the next news. Cultural festival in Egypt to commemorate 157th birth anniversary of Rabindranath Tagore. India is organizing a 5-day cultural festival in Egypt to commemorate the 157th birth anniversary of Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore. An exhibition on the paintings of Tagore titled Rabindranath Tagore Rhythm in Colors will be held in Giza. So students, Rabindranath Tagore, as you know, was a very important personality who played a very important role in our Indian freedom struggle. So Government of India is organizing a 5-day event in the city of Giza in Egypt to commemorate the 157th birth anniversary of Rabindranath Tagore. Is it clear? Okay, now the next news. Vladimir Putin sworn in as Russian president for 4th term. Vladimir Putin was sworn in as the president of Russia for the 4th time, renewing another 6-year term in office. So recently elections were held in Russia where Vladimir Putin was once again elected as Russian president. And what is the term of a Russian president? It is 6-year term. Clear? Okay. So students, now let's move on to the next news. Forbes most powerful people in the world, PM Modi 9th, Xi Jinping tops. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been ranked 9th on Forbes 2018 list of the world's most powerful people. Chinese President Xi Jinping ranked 1st, followed by Russian President Vladimir Putin and US President Donald Trump at the 2nd and 3rd rank respectively. So students, Forbes is an American business magazine that releases a list of world's most powerful people every year. So according to the list which has been released this year, our Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi has been ranked as 9th, and the list has been topped by the Chinese President Xi Jinping. Similarly, the Russian President Vladimir Putin and the President of US Donald Trump has been ranked as 2nd and 3rd rank. Okay, now let's move on to the next news. September 2019 Climate Summit to be held in New York. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres announced to hold a climate summit in September 2019 in New York to review the commitments of 2015 Paris Agreement on climate change. So first of all, what is this Paris Agreement which happened in the year 2015? The Paris Agreement on climate change that was signed in 2015 is an agreement which deals with greenhouse gas emissions mitigation, adaptation and finance, which is to start in 2020. So this particular summit, which is going to be held in September 2019 in New York, will review the commitments which were signed in 2015 Paris Agreement. I hope that is clear. Now let's move to the next news. China launched Geofin 5 to monitor air pollution. China has successfully launched a hyperspectral imaging satellite, Geofin 5, for comprehensive observation of the atmosphere, including the air pollution, which is one of the country's major problems. The Geofin 5 satellite was launched off the back of a Long March 4C rocket from Taiyuan Satellite Launch Center. So this particular satellite has been launched by China particularly for combating air pollution, which is one of the biggest problems of China. I hope that's clear. Beijing to hold World Robot Conference. The 2018 World Robot Conference will be held in Beijing, China in August 2018. The event will see over 12,000 competing teams and 50,000 participants. So the World Robot Conference, which is to be held in Beijing, China. So this conference will revolve around the issues of robotic research, application, innovation and development. It offers a very important platform for academic experts to discuss issues related to robotic research. Clear? Next news now. Cochin International Airport, world's first fully solar energy powered airport, says United Nations Environment Programme. So United Nations Environment Programme has recognized Cochin International Airport Limited in Kerala as the world's first fully solar energy powered airport. CIAL is India's first airport to be constructed in public-private partnership model in 1999. So students, Cochin International Airport has become the first airport to be fully solar powered, and this is a very important step towards combating global warming. So this particular airport is in Kerala. This you need to remember. Now let's move to the next news. Hamburg to host 2018 Global Wind Summit. The first edition of the Global Wind Summit will be held in Hamburg, Germany in September 2018. The 4-day event will see speakers from about 100 countries including India, China, the US, Spain and Denmark. So students, this is a very important event for the wind industry. Here the global experts will get an opportunity to discuss innovative and technology related issues for harnessing wind energy. So it is going to be held in Hamburg, Germany.